Good morning, everyone. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. Let's get this week started with a bang. You are going to have an amazing time today with us. So, my name is Jennifer Sanchez. I am the founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development and Efficacy, WISE for short. We help women become unshakable, faith filled, and purpose driven with conferences, retreats, networking events. We put together masterminds. Our goal is to help women get to the next level in their life, wherever they may be at. And mainly, we work with professional and entrepreneurial women. So that is why I'm, as well as a mom of three beautiful girls, 16, 10, and 4. And
Woo!
I'm also a real estate investor. So super excited. I will pass it over to my co-host this morning.
Good morning, Wise Community. Kimberly Montesinos here. I primarily am the owner of Crystal Clear Cleaning. I've been in existence for 20 years now. So thank you. We service residential and commercial homes and properties, small commercial property. I'm also a Melaleuca marketing rep. So I love to educate people on how they can have a non-toxic home. Over the summer, I also received my life coaching certification. And I also am a mother of two adult children, Christian 20, soon to be 29. My God. And my daughter, who is 25. So that is me in a nutshell. I'm just really excited for our host today. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Yeah, so for everyone watching, remember this is an interactive show, whether you're watching us live or the replay. And then, of course, let's have Alysha introduce herself, and then we'll go into coffee time. So go for it.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me this morning. This is great. So, hi everybody. My name is Alysha Millard. I am a certified life coach, but most importantly, I'm a teen coach practitioner. I work with ages 13 to 25, which is just wonderful. A lot of people run away from that stage, but I run towards, so it's a passion of mine. So, glad to share today. I also am a mom of three, two boys and a girl. Weird to say as well, 24, 21, and 16. So I'm doing it all over again. So I'm living in the trenches.
I get that. I got a 16-year-old, so
We
you
can
know,
relate on girl stuff.
yeah. Just recently, I was yelling my lungs out. Just a couple minutes ago. I'm not joking. I'm just joking. No, I'm not. Um, so so I'm excited for those that are watching. Let's go into of course, the fun part of our show, the reason why we do all of this. We go into coffee time, right? So if you're watching, make sure you share what you're drinking this morning. Kim, go first. What are you drinking this morning?
I am drinking my mushroom coffee with caramel oat milk in my favorite mug. You know, I love diversity. So all the women around the world together on my cup. We're all having a cup of coffee this morning.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
Love that. How about you, Alicia?
So I'm a hot chocolate girl. I'm not, that's my cup of chocolate right here. And I have this cup that I love. It just kind of reminds me. It says kind heart, fierce mind, brave spirit. So sometimes we just need those little bit of reminders.
I
So
love
as I'm drinking, I look.
I
I
love
love
that.
that. Yeah. What does it say? Kind heart. Say it again.
Fierce, kind heart, fierce mind, and brave spirit.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's
I
nice.
want a t-shirt like that.
Yeah, that's
Gotta
awesome. I
start the
love
day.
that. I
There's the
love,
day. I love it.
yeah,
Wow.
I love that. So I have my cheetah mug that my daughter gave me that she's on me about. The 10-year-old. She's like, why don't you use my mug, mom, on your show? And I'm like, okay, let me get this mug out in my mushroom coffee. So my 10-year-old, I say she's my pit bull, right? She's the one that's like the feisty one. She's the
There you
one that
go.
like got the mouth, and I'm like, wow. They say your second child, I don't know if it's true. You guys can tell me. I don't know. You're the psychologist, Alicia. You could tell
Yeah.
me. The second child is supposed to be the healed version of you, so, right? Like that's what I've read. So I'm like, okay, there we go. So
She's
Oh, the
the she's
second.
the
I was going to
fierce
say, okay, the
she's the
second
fierce
child.
mind.
I would say,
Fierce
yeah, a little bit.
yeah. Fierce mind, that one. That's good.
Yeah, that's the fierce
Fierce
mind.
mind, yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so we have Angel watching with us. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Angel. Let us know what you're drinking this morning. Everyone else that's watching, let us know what you're drinking this morning. So we'll go straight as people are chiming in and interacting. They'll start trickling in. Let us know, Alysha, how did you said you like to run towards parenting. So share with us what drove you to that, that side of chaos. Not just like,
Yeah. I don't say I run towards the teenagers. The parents, I'm one of them as well, but I run towards the teenagers. I think definitely because I have those ages, like I mentioned. I'm the house that everybody comes to when it comes to the friends. So, I definitely see the need, right? Like I work a lot in the school districts. Today's day and age, I ask this question a lot. Kimberly has heard me say this. If I was to ask either of you, would you want to be a teenager in today's day and age? Nobody's going to raise their hand and say, yes, me. So because of that, I really have a passion for helping the kids, the teens, young adults. Before 25, that frontal cortex isn't even developed. So when they say, I don't know, or they use one-word answers, that's part of the reason. So I just love being able to walk alongside them, support them, because they're our future leaders, right? So if this generation doesn't, survive it, it's going to be a tough one when we're all seniors. So I really enjoy helping the kids that are trying to navigate this world right now.
Yeah, that's good. There's even adults that don't have that front part developed, right? So like, I'm just saying, right? Like, cause it's funny because, when you're getting divorced, right? They make you take that divorce class, right? And then it's like, start using the front part of your brain. It's like, do people really use that part? Because that's the part that gets you angry, right? As well, like you get
comprehension,
yeah,
rationalization.
that makes sense. So yeah, so some adults, y'all need to practice on that as well. So we have some comments coming in while we keep talking. Facebook, just let us know who you are because you're from the private group. This second child of mine doesn't look healed to me. She starts laughing. And then Mary, who's definitely part of our community, forgot my coffee at home, so treating myself to the pistachio latte from Starbucks. That sounds fancy.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds
Mary.
good. It sounds good. Yeah. So I guess we can go into it. Kim, do you have any questions? I have a lot of questions for her right now, but I'm sure you're a veteran.
Well, no, I've learned so much from Alysha. I mean, I agree with her because how I connect with Alysha. Some of it is with my children, but they're already a little older. And, I had dinner with my daughter last night, and it was just kind of funny how now that she's 24 going into 25 in the summer, she's kind of looking at things a little differently now, right? And she's starting to talk like, younger people, right? It's really funny. So she's kind of going into that mode.
Yeah.
But where I connect with Alysha is when I hire younger people in my business. I really wanted to learn more because there is such a gap. It's not just it's more, to me, it's more than a generational gap. You have to learn so much, how to communicate, how to understand them, understand that there's so much mental health out there because there's so much more exposure to things than what I had growing up. So I feel like my responsibility is not just to keep saying, oh, this generation is something else. Oh, these kids, it's to understand younger people too, and understand that they have a lot of vices that me as an older, like I'm a veteran on right now, didn't even have exposure to. So if I thought life was difficult, their life is 10 times more difficult than what I can even understand. I let her share, but I'll have some questions. It'll probably be as she goes along, but I do know her. So you go ahead, Jennifer, because you just met her. So
no, I mean, for me, like, I think you're right, Alysha. You made that comment of, would we want to be teenagers in this day and age? Like, heck no. Like,
No.
it was a simpler life when I was a teenager, right? And I watch my kids, especially my teenager, when she hit that 7.
Oh, I think she froze.
Yeah.
Well, here, I'll keep carrying it on until she figures that out, because I know there she is.
Yeah, something happened here. Yeah. Something happened, but like I was saying, like I noticed with my 16-year-old when she got to that 7th, 8th grade age, that was where the struggle started, especially the comparison. See, like in high school, when I was in high school, I'm sure you guys, we only compared to each other, right? We only compared to like our peers within the school.
Correct.
Yes.
But now these kids they're comparing themselves to kids from LA, from overseas, from another state, different ways of being. And like the pressure is real, what they're looking at, and they're comparing themselves to that,
Yeah.
And I don't know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of parents are struggling with that side of it, because I mean, it's gotten better, but there was a point in time where it's like, oh my God, the comparison of my little girl to another little girl online was hard.
Well, and not only that, let's be real, filters exist. So if we're going to talk about girls, my daughter will sometimes show me pictures of someone and I'm like, who is that? That's not even what she looks like, because the filters have just made it perfect. So that's also an issue too. They don't see what they look like when they first wake up in the morning with no filters. They don't see what's real. They see what the person wants to look like sometimes. And that, though, even though the kids know that's a filter, they don't really look at it that way. They still see, oh, look how good, or look how nice, or look how wonderful. I don't know if Kimberly, we've talked about this word before, but FOMO, fear of missing out. Kids are always feeling like they're missing out on something. Back in the day, we would leave for summer break, and then we would come back to school and kind of hear about everybody's summer, right? Or we would just kind of talk about it. Where now, even spring breaks or whatever, kids are seeing what everybody else is doing and visiting. And so they're constantly in this feeling of, like you said, comparison, trying to keep up. Keeping up with the Joneses was a funny statement when we were younger. Well, now it's not a funny statement for kids. And that is definitely what is causing so much stress, not to mention them seeing what's not good in the world too going on. We didn't know what was happening. And I'm not saying that's bad that they're learning what's happening, but that's also very scary for them at their age to process and be able to comprehend all that's going on. We weren't scared going to school. Kids are scared going to school. I mean, I never thought about getting shot at school. I never thought, I just went to school and I couldn't wait to see my friends. And that's really not how kids are feeling right now. So that too, I do a lot in my school district just because of the no one's really thinking about just math anymore. They're thinking about all that could happen in math. And that's a lot to try to balance.
Wow. Yeah, that just hit me. You see what I'm saying? Like, the fact that I felt safe sending my children to school, right? I'm an overprotective mom. Even till today, my grown adult children have to tell me, stop, mom. Okay, we're grown, right? That's just my nature with them, because I love them so much. But that's a really good point. Like, now they're worried about, is someone going to come in and shoot up the school? Is something bad going to happen while I'm in school? So they don't really have safe spaces anymore.
Yeah. And I would even add to that, I could see that also, it's not even the safety, it's like the bullying, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not, right? It's dealing with just all the things that they have to deal with. And when I listen to it, I'm like, oh my God, to me, it's like, so funny story, right? Like when we grew up, and this is something that I say, at least where I grew up in the city, right? And for those that know that you're a little more urban, if you had a problem with a bully, you took care of it with the bully, right? Just one-on-one, right? But here, that's not the case anymore. It's not the same. Like, you don't. So I'm just sitting here like, how do you even deal with it as a parent, right?
It is.
Well, Alysha, isn't that's why there's more suicides, right? Because kids
Oh,
can't, yeah.
yes. We're at
Okay,
an
that's what I thought.
all-time high right now. All-time high
Wow.
because back in the day, kind of like what you said, we either fight or flight, right? Those were two words we heard a lot. And I really believe kids are doing neither. I think there's a different F now, which is just freeze. They've sat down and they're
Wow.
just frozen, and they're scared to step up into faith, stand up on 2 feet, take a step forward, because the blow comes too hard from all different directions. When you talk about bullying, or you talk about stressors or social media, so much. And that frozen state is a very helpless, hopeless state. So back to what you said, when kids become frozen and they don't have the ability to stand up and move forward, that's when those thoughts, that's when that can turn very dangerous in a lot of areas too. Doesn't mean it always leads to that, but it is certainly a start, to that. So that's kind of, when we had fire drills in school, right? Like, we loved it. We couldn't wait to go outside and, talk with our friends, and the fire trucks would come. Like, it was awesome. Like, a fire drill was awesome when we were in school, because, it was great. Well, not to go and to stay on the topic, but our kids have active shooter drills. They're under their desks, they're black. So what they're going through is not fun, because they know could be real. I don't know about you, but I never knew of a school catching fire when I was a kid. So fire drills were not that big of a deal. But what they go through, the bullying, the stress, the social media, it's just a lot. It's a lot. And, sometimes parents are like, I don't understand. They have everything. Why are they so stressed? Their life is so great. Well, one, maybe it's because they have everything that they're so stressed, and maybe all the noise around them have gotten so loud that they just sit, and that's that frozen state. I would say 99% of the kids I work with are in a frozen state. And people think I just work with naughty kids. I work with high functioning, popular, great grades. I work with a whole realm of different kids. And they all have that similarity of just the anxiety of life. And that is not something that we recognize. I don't even think I said the word anxiety when I was a teenager. So that's the difference. So they just need it. They need to see it's okay. We as parents, we want to help our kids, right? Like, we're always trying to solve and make it better, which is wonderful. However, I will tell you, we really don't understand what they're going through. And sometimes our kids get upset when we're always trying to help or fix or tell them it's okay, because they believe that we don't understand. And there's a part of that is a true story. We don't understand because we didn't live the world they live in at 13, 14, 15, 16. We don't understand. So it's really important to listen. If you rearrange the word listen, it actually spells silent. And when go ahead and do it, you can spell it out. It's important for parents to just really listen and not try to fix, right? Like, we're always like, it's okay, it'll be fine. And that makes them shut down more. That makes them not want to tell us stuff, because they believe that we don't understand. And there is truth to that. So really listening, asking questions is the best thing you can do for a parent, as a parent, when your child is struggling with whatever it might be.
Wow. Let me share these comments real quick. So we have Angel. I struggle to have conversation with my 22-year-old sometimes.
Yeah.
She also wrote, oh my God, yes, the fact that they're able to see what is happening in the world is overwhelming. My little girl is consuming her and devastating her. Then we have Paula. Hi, Paula. Good morning, ladies. And then Angel put right on the target. And then Paula wrote, yes, listening. And I love that idea of, like, sometimes we have to listen as parents, right? And it takes a lot. It takes a lot, because we do think we know it all. We are the adult. You are the child. You're supposed to listen, right? You're supposed to, instead of vice versa, just listening to your kid, which is a whole different way of how we were parented, right? Right? Like, you got a chancla thrown in your face. No, I'm just
Yes, you did.
And I'm talking about like the Hispanic culture,
Sure.
right? Like that's how we got parented, right?
Yeah.
It was like you got spanked, right? But nowadays it feels like it's totally different
Yeah.
ways of handling children. So I don't know if anyone has any questions. I know this is really, remember, it's interactive and you have someone here that can answer some questions. And I think it'd be great for someone to ask a question on what they're struggling with, because we're here, we have someone to support you. So Alysha, how do you work with the general public? I hear you say that you work in schools, right? But do you have a program? Do you take one-on-ones? Like, what is it that you do for the community?
So, well, I do a couple things, but clients are 13 to 25. When I say I work with the school district, I will give, I don't want to say speeches, presentations. I give presentations. I will give presentations free, actually, through school districts to parents via Zoom. This way, anyone can log in. That's my give back. Not everybody is able maybe to hire a coach or understands the coach aspect for their teenager. So I want to be able to give back to parents by, like, I do a presentation on understanding your teenager. I do a presentation on parenting hacks 101, different ways that I can help assist parents as they are living day to day with their teenagers or young adults as well. So that's where I give back to parents. In my program, I work with parents when the teenager is my client or young adult, but as a whole, that's what I kind of give back to the district. I also work in crisis management. I'm a case manager. I just do it part-time at a homeless shelter. So that's a whole nother part of me that I love, that I work with. But my actual business, we'll say, is teenagers and their parents.
Okay, I have a question here, and this is a good one. I listened to her, but because I'm not agreeing with her, she feels like I'm assuming I'm not listening. I don't argue with her, I just listen. How am I supposed to engage with her without engaging in a disagreement?
That's a good one. Sometimes, depending on what the situation is, I'll use an easy one, but it's asking questions. So for example, my daughter comes home and says, my teacher hates me. I will automatically be like, well, of course she doesn't hate you. You're a great kid. That's the mom side, right? But instead, well, why do you think she hates you? What's happening in class? It's getting that dialogue going by asking the questions. I call it the 7-layer dip. Sometimes when you ask a question to somebody, whatever their response is, you can go into another question off that. And by the time you get to the 7th layer, you're actually really hitting what's going on. So that's the psych side of me, but it's asking questions and being curious. That usually will continue the dialogue, depending on the age of the child, of course. But what makes you think that? I'm curious. I hear you say this. Does this mean? That is what helps. When don't say anything, then obviously, sometimes the conversation might stop, but it is good to listen and not interject. Don't knee jerk, because sometimes that too shuts them down. So that would be my suggestion, if that helps, is asking the next question regarding whatever it is that is said.
Yeah. Well, like I've read, right? Like when your child comes home, don't say, how was your day? Right. Because if you say, how's your day, they'll be like, fine. And then they're not going to say anything else. Right. Versus asking a question like something more specific, like, hey, how did that math test go? Or, what did you learn today? I've read things like that. I'm like, oh, more open-ended questions where they're going to express themselves.
Yeah. Absolutely. Or like, anything funny happen? Oh, you'll hear something. Who'd you sit by at lunch? What'd you talk about at lunch? How's so-and-so? I will say the best conversations you can have with your child, well, depending on the age, is in the kitchen, in your car. It's really when you're not sitting one-on-one staring at them. They don't do well in those situations because they feel like they're kind of being drilled. The more casual you can be, it's amazing how much talk you get. I started driving my daughter to school in the morning, which of course my older boys are like, she's so spoiled. You didn't do that for us. But she was a baby at home, so I didn't. She is my baby now. So before she got her license, I would drive her to school. I'll tell you what, the pickup from school and coming, well, she wasn't so talkative in the morning, more coming home from school. That 5 minutes in the car as she's texting and listening to music, I heard more stories than I could possibly fit in a day in just that 5 minutes of engaging questions. So that is what's helpful. I have a sheet. I don't know if you can get it to your listeners, but it's 100 questions to ask your kids. It's so fun to do because it just opens things up.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. You could share that with me, and we can, if it's a link, we could add it to the broadcast, the comment section, and people can download it from there.
Yeah.
So we have another question from Paula Rowe. Do you do career coaching for young adults?
Depending on the age. Like I said, I go up to 25. So I have the kids that I have that are in that college age or just finishing college. It's more transitional coaching, I would call it. It's not a specific career. I do some testing with some of my older kids, figuring out what it is they like. The most important I'll say to any parent or any young person I'm working with is figure out what you don't like. When you figure out what you don't like, it's amazing how you're able to figure out what direction you go into. So sometimes parents or young adults are always, well, I don't know what I like. I don't know what I like. Tell me what you don't like. And that will direct you more in a direction. So I'll do more transitional at that age, I would call it, than actual career focus. Because if they're trying to figure out their career, they're still trying to figure out who they are. And helping them figuring out who they are will help them go into a different direction. So I don't know if I answered that, but
that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense, right? Like what? Yeah, I love that. I have another comment here. Mary wrote, I was told to ask, do you want me to help fix or just listen?
Depends on the child, depends on the situation. Usually they do not want us to fix it. 90% of the time they know the answer within. It's just bringing that out. So it depends. If your child is coming to you saying, Mom, I need help with this, I want you to fix it. Well, of course you fix or help or assist or whatever. So it really depends on the age. And it's okay to even ask, do you want help with this? Usually they'll say no. But if they say yes, of course. But helping them figure it out, again, totally depending on the age. Helping them figure out how to problem solve is the best thing we can do as parents. Because at the end of the day, once they leave the house and they're in whatever situation they're the ones dealing with it. So again, totally depending on the age of the child, in my opinion.
Okay, that's good. So I know, I'm sure if there's more comments, questions, please feel free to write them in the comment section. If someone wants to get in touch with you, Alysha, how can they get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch with me is through my website, which is www.unstoppableu.life. There's a way to contact me, and within 24 hours, I will always respond back. I am on Facebook, so personally, people can DM me as well, my name, but my website is the best way.
Is it like this, unstoppableu.life, you said?
Yes, unstoppableu.life.
Okay, perfect.
I love it.
For those that are watching, here is the link for that. And then she is my friend on Facebook as well. And I tagged her, I believe, on my post. So you guys can also friend request her as well.
Yes.
Angel wrote here, I want to make sure I share this. She wants me to help fix the world. Like, for example, like genocide. Like, yeah, that's definitely, yeah.
Depending on the age, I would be curious how old the age is. And I would start with, what can we do here? Because it's amazing that when you start with one person, how it can trickle. So giving your child the control of how to start with one person can help. And so again, that's a conversation depending on the age. But teaching them to start within and reaching out to one is the best way to start.
Wow, that's good. I think this is some great information. I'm sure everyone that's watching, um,
Mm,
if you have more questions, please, I'm parenting is a whole nother monster in itself, right? And I think we need all the help we can get. We need community. That's one
yeah,
of the biggest things when it comes to
yeah.
parenting is having a community to support you throughout it, right? And I also
Mm,
believe that they need someone that they can confide in outside of the parent because,
Yes.
right?
And that's
yes.
okay. I get so many parents that come to me and they're like, I don't understand why they're not listening to me. And my response back was, how well did you listen to your parents when you were 15 and 16? We didn't. We knew it all. We didn't. And
Yeah.
it's okay. Parents are here to love and support and to fill any need that you are able to give. But we all know our children listen differently. I don't want to say better. They listen differently when it's coming from somebody else. So many times I'll say the same thing to a child, and the parent will say, you know how many times I've said that? Why are they listening to you? Because I'm not you. Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Mhm.
okay. Give yourself grace. There is no right or wrong way to parent. I say that so many times in a lot of my talks.
Mm,
There is no right or way. That's why there's 82,000 books on how to parent. What I
Mm,
tell the parents is if what you are doing, you're struggling, shift it. It's okay. Shift happens, right? It's okay to change it up a little bit. Give yourself grace when you stay so firm on something, and that's usually when something is going to break.
mm,
Experiment. It takes a village, right? You just said that. Talk
mm.
to your friends, talk to people, listen how different experiences are, and know that it's okay. So many parents feel like they're a failure. And I just say, it's really not about what's happening. What your child is going through usually is not about the parent, it's what they're going through. Parents feel like a failure because they can't solve and fix. But if you
Mm.
understand that you're not
yeah.
here to solve and fix, but support and love, that's when
Mm.
grace kind of comes in for yourself. That's my
Oh,
opinion, at least.
oh, that's
Oh, I
good. I
love that.
love
Where
that.
were
Yeah.
you when my kids were little?
So Angel wrote, thank you. That's what I tell her. She's a 22-year-old that goes to many protests and wants me to participate, and that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Okay.
If you're 22-year-old, you can have a conversation and respect each other's thoughts. But here's my thing with a 22-year-old, even with younger, but with a 22-year-old, that's when you can use I statements, letting her know where
Mm,
I feel and I want. Sometimes conflict comes when you're doing this and you're doing that, and you. The other person
mhm,
puts up a wall and defends. Nobody listens. If a boss comes at you and starts yelling at
Hmm.
you, you're not
Hmm.
listening. So it's okay to say, I feel this way. It's okay that you feel that way. But I statements are very powerful, letting somebody know how you yourself feels. So with a 22-year-old, have a discussion. Respect hers, ask for respect back. And
mm.
again, at that age, I think it could be a safe conversation.
Nice, nice. I think this is all good information. Definitely reach out to Alysha if you guys have more questions. Go check out her website, become a friend on Facebook. And then, of course, I want to make sure I put a plug in for those that are watching, right? My coaching program is starting. I want to make sure people are aware that we have a 12-week coaching program coming up where we help women get to the next level in life. So I'm going to
Love
share
it.
real quickly, I'm just going to share this landing page right here where we talk about the things that we do with women. All the testimonials are there of what we've done with women, and you see Kim's right there. I like to show her. And then of course we have the things that you would get out of the program. So I put that information in the comment section of the broadcast, so stop sharing right here. So for those that are watching, make sure you take advantage of that. That's coming up as well. And then I also have a mastermind coming up on March 2nd. So you guys, if you are a WISE member, you are free. You guys already know that. If you're not, it's $35. But we love to do masterminds. We love holding people accountable to their goals. So please definitely check that out. Reach out to me if you have any more questions. I put information on the comment section of this broadcast. So ladies, any final words while we wrap up?
I just want to thank Alysha. There was a couple of things really quick. I love that I realized that was something that I was always doing, is trying to fix problems instead of love and support my kids. Real big on that. So thank you for that. And I've learned on my own from them telling me to stop. But what was interesting, which we should do as another show, Jennifer, is those fillers. We should have a show on those fillers, because that's a whole nother.
You mean like the filters, like the filters?
Those filters. I'm sorry. Did I say fillers?
Yeah,
I know what you meant. I got you.
Yeah.
Filters. That's not just for young people. I know a lot of people my age that do it. And one of the reasons why I don't do it, because I feel like it's disingenuous.
Yes.
I don't get me wrong. You go on my Facebook page, there's a couple of them, right? When I'm with my friends and we've done it. But when I've looked at those pictures, and I want to age gracefully, but I don't want what you just said, Jennifer, or one of the ladies said, you walked in the room and they're like, who is that? That's not the person I saw on Facebook. Like, I want, when I walk in the room, they go, oh, that's Kim. I want to look, and of course we all as women, me included, we want to look good, but I want to look great where I'm at. And I need to do the best that I can where I'm at. And I love when you brought that up. That made me think, like, wow. And then what is that? Don't participate in activities that are causing the problems that are going on. Be more authentic in yourself, and I don't know. I just thought that was a great topic. So
I agree.
Coming on. I just want to thank you for coming on. And of course, I love the coffee chat. Is better than coffee itself. So thank you, Jennifer, for having it every week for the last, how long is this going on? 2 years?
No longer. I think we're on 4 years now, because it's once a week. We're on episode 137, I believe it is. So so we've been going at it for almost 4 years, I want to say, with this show. But thank you so much, Alysha, for being on with us. I see some comments here real quick. I will answer them before we I see
Angel
Maria. She said, "Are the masterminds via Zoom?" Yes. If you become a member, Maria, and check out the link, you can just jump on via Zoom. I know you're in Texas, so yes, we have people that are from Texas as well that are part of the community. So definitely yes. Angel, I only use silly filters. I don't want people to know who I am.
That's,
that is cute. I love it.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's some funny ones.
Yeah, funny's okay. My daughter put ears on me, and I'd like.
I know. I'm talking about the ones when you're like, I think what I'm talking
to it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
I don't know if I can hear Kim. When it comes down to it, it's why are you doing the filters, right? Are you doing it? Why? If you're doing it to be fun, awesome. If you're doing it because you're not happy with yourself and you need to change it, that's a whole nother conversation, right?
Yeah,
so
that is a good coffee chat conversation.
It goes from adults all the way to kids, and kids are looking and watching. They watch us, right? So have fun with whatever you do in life, and there's no judgment. Right. Anywhere across the board.
Right.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Alysha. Thank you so much, Kim, for being on this morning. I greatly appreciate everyone watching. You guys had your cup of coffee, your cup of inspiration, conversation, motivation for the week. Yes. So definitely you guys have a great, amazing week. And thank you so much, guys. God bless.
You as well. Take care. Thanks for having me.
Bye.